miss something, you can always go back and view it. I do post these recordings on my classroom YouTube channel. I have a playlist. It says Bio Zoom, and everything is in order. And every video has the date on it. So if you were to be sick or you had some family situations coming up and you had to miss a class, then that's where you would find that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. And as always, the first thing we're always going to check out is our checklist for the day. Okay. One thing I do want to point out, I did add something to y'all's list of things to do today. It's on the streaming page or the main page of our Google Classroom for Biology. I have posted a link right here to a really short YouTube video. It is less than 5 minutes long. And the video addresses how the way or how our food or the things that we eat can affect our brain, right? And so, we constantly talk about you are what you eat. And I will explain how that is true, right? Everything that you put in your body, for the most part, becomes a part of your body. But not only does it become a part of your body, it becomes a part of your personality, your feelings, and your mood, right? What you eat determines how you feel, right? And what we eat and how we eat is something that we have some control over, right? And so we do have some control over the way that we feel, our moods, and things like that. And one of the ways that we can influence or control that is actually through what we eat. Over the course of this unit, our unit on biochemistry, I will be kind of teaching you guys the science of food. Okay, this entire unit on biochemistry, we can relate it back to food. And so what I would like for you guys to do is after you have watched this video, right, I would like for you in the comments, and I can see that some of you guys have already done this, and thank you very much for already putting your favorite food in there. Tell me what you like to eat, right? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to read these, and then on Thursday and Friday when I'm reviewing, I'm going to talk to you guys about carbohydrates and about lipids, and I'm going to be using your favorite foods as examples, right? Because I think that's the best way to learn. Tell me why I need to know, right? That's how I always felt in school. Why do I need to know this, right? And I'm telling you right now that if your body is made out of what you eat and how you feel is made out of what you eat, you need to know what is in food or what's not in food, right? Because it's an important part of our life, right? You're going to spend so many hours of your life eating, right? And to do so with understanding is powerful, right? It can control a lot of what's going on in your body. It can, make you feel better. It can make you heal faster. It can make you think more clearly. And so I want to teach you guys about that in this unit. So let's take a look at our checklist for the day. Okay, we're on week 2, and today's Tuesday. So let's take a look. All right, so we're going to review a little bit of the vocabulary that you guys have been working on. And then when I turn you guys loose, I would like for you to please try your best to finish that vocab today. I know it's not due till tomorrow, but if you finish it and turn it in today, you'll have a lot more time and you'll be a lot less stressed tomorrow when working on tomorrow's assignment. I have also included the video link right here, right, about how the way food affects our brain. And then maybe you've already done the vocab, right? I noticed that some of you guys turned it in yesterday or some of you guys turned it in this morning. This would be a great opportunity to, start working on your notes. And I'm going to show you guys this here in just a second. The first section of your notes goes along with the first couple pages of our PowerPoint, and it goes along with this video right here that I've made that is in my YouTube channel as well, right? The notes for Unit 2, the whole thing is actually due next Friday. But your quiz this Friday is actually going to be on carbohydrates and lipids. So more or less the first 3 pages. So it'd be best for you to try to get at least half of your notes done by at least Thursday. That way you'd be prepared and have them ready for your quiz on Friday. Okay. And for those of you that may have missed yesterday, I did post a quiz retake, right? So if you look here under Unit 2, right? I'm sorry, Unit 1. We had a quiz last Friday on the 8 characteristics of life, okay? I went over the quiz yesterday, and I posted this retake right here. I know it says due the 11th, right? But don't worry, if you want to retake this quiz for a higher score, you can click right there and you can take the retake, right? It looks like one person has turned it in. I need to regrade it. Two people turned it in, and one of you guys retook it and made it 100. And that's what I'm going to put in the grade book. So if you didn't do well the first go around, this is the retake. So you can take that quiz again and see if you can score a little higher. Okay. I won't always do that for our quizzes, but since it was our first one, I thought it was important that I offer that opportunity. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at our vocab list. Okay. And I do want to kind of give you some hints and tips for doing these right. Okay. You know, it's easy to copy and paste, but some of you guys are actually going to copy and paste the complete wrong definition into here, and it's not really going to help. So let's say you want to use the internet to help you, right? And the first word here is monomer. Okay. Now, when doing a Google search, you need to realize that simply just copying and pasting the word or just simply typing the word in can be dangerous, right? Because you don't know if it's specifically the definition related to biology, right? Now you can see here that the first definition that pops up, it's related to chemistry. Now we are learning biochemistry, right? So that's a related definition. It's a molecule that can be bonded to other identical molecules to form a polymer, right? Well, let's just see what happens if I add biology definition to my Google search. And let's see if anything changes, right? Now, if you notice, not much has changed, right? A molecule that is a building block for larger polymers, but it gives you an example, right? Specific to biology. For example, an amino acid acts as the building blocks for proteins, which is a polymer, okay? There are going to be times when you're looking at these vocabulary words that the definition that the first Google search gives you is not going to be all that accurate. You know, some of these words are shared by other disciplines. You know, some of these words, you know, have their normal English definitions. Some of these words might be used in, you know, economics or business, and you have to be careful, right? Especially if you're busy just copying and pasting and not really paying attention, you're going to copy and paste over the wrong definition. There's not really one in here per se. Let's take a look at ATP, right? So I'm sure there's some companies out there or businesses that might use that abbreviation, but let's just see what pops up, okay, if it's the correct definition. Yeah, if you type in ATP, does this look like what I'm looking for? Right? The American top tier tennis for men? No, right? And so you'll get a better definition. You might even be able to type just biology or type in biology definition. Okay. This will give you this is the definition I'm looking for, right? Now, do I want you to copy and paste that entire definition there? No, that's terrible. I don't want you to do that, right? I want you to read it or think about it. If I read this, I see adenosine 5-triphosphate or ATP. Do you think we're ever going to call it this? Do you think I'm ever going to be like, all right, guys, adenosine 5-triphosphate? No, right? Scientists have abbreviated this to make it much easier for us to talk about, right? And so it says the principal molecule for storing and transferring energy. This is what I would write, right? Storing and transferring energy in cells, okay? This is what I'm looking for. Because in a traditional classroom setting, I don't let my students use the internet to do these vocabulary lists. We have to look at the book and read into the chapters and everything. If I wanted you to copy and paste it, then I would have just given you like a crossword puzzle or some kind of like time assuming. This is the vocab of the language that we're going to be using this week, right? These are the words. I'm pretty much telling you that you need to learn these 25 words because I'm going to be using these words in everyday conversations. And you're not always going to have the opportunity to quickly Google each one of these words, right? Because I can actually probably string together a sentence. Okay, here, I'll do this real quick. Starch, which is a polysaccharide, can be hydrolyzed into its monosaccharides for energy. You may be thinking, what in the world? You don't have time in the day to look up each of those words as I'm saying them. So these vocab lists are lists of words you need to know. Once you get this list put together, I would strongly suggest maybe making some flashcards. You know, you can cut up some paper. You can cut up cardboard even if you don't want to go and buy index cards. And when I do buy index cards, I cut them into 4, right? So I make 4 small index cards per index card. And that way a pack of 2 index cards becomes 800 index cards, right? And then, I can keep them in little packets with little paper clips, or I'll put them in like a little plastic bag or something like that, or an envelope, so I don't get them all mixed up. But you will need to learn these words. These words are not going anywhere. We're going to be talking about these words from this week all the way to the end of the semester. Okay, and then I do want to show you how this vocab list helps set you up for the notes and for the PowerPoint. Okay. And I know I feel like, a broken record repeating myself a lot, but it is the second week. And I just want to make sure you understand how these assignments work, because we will have a lot of the same assignments every single week, just slowly adding a new assignment or type of assignment each week. And look, someone's already turned in the notes. Now, these notes are kind of like fill in the blank style, right? If you want to, you can type straight into this document and fill it out that way. You can print this out at home and you can write in it. And if you don't have a printer and you don't want to type on this, maybe you're looking at this on your phone, you can simply take a piece of paper and write this out. And then when you're done, you'll simply take a picture of it with your phone, and then you would submit that in Google Classroom. Our quiz on Friday will address this first page right here. It's the intro to biochemistry. I introduced this in that short introduction to biochemistry video on my YouTube channel. And then this page right here is all about carbohydrates, which is the same scientific name for sugar. And then this third page is all about lipids, fats, oils, and waxes, right? So these are the 3 pages that you'd want to have done by Thursday evening, Thursday night, so that you'd be prepared for your quiz on Friday. The other pages, right, on proteins, enzymes, nucleic acids, the rest of this will be due next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday. So we're trying to get half of this done this week and the other half next week. And as I had pointed out, when you look at the PowerPoint goes in the same order as your notes. The first part of the notes is looking for a definition for biochemistry, organic chemistry in the atom. And you can see those in the first slide. There's the definition of biochemistry, organic chemistry, and some information about the atom, right? Now, as you go further down in the notes, right, like let's say here in the chart for carbohydrates, you'll see that chart, right? If you scroll down, there's that chart for carbohydrates. Now, will you do well, or will you do okay or all right on the quiz on Friday if you just look at the PowerPoint and you just look at the notes? Yeah, you'd probably do okay, but there's still going to be a lot of information that you're missing, because think about a traditional classroom situation. We would be going over this PowerPoint together in class. But what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've recorded myself teaching each of these slides. And I separated them into short little videos. And you can find those here under the Unit 2 lectures. And I've organized them and put them in order. First section, second section, third section, and even what they're about. And the reason I did this is because when you play these videos, you can control the speed, you can control the volume, you can watch it once, you can watch it twice, right? You can pause it, write down some stuff in your notes, play it, pause it, play it, pause it. You have a lot more control over this, right? And so that's what I've decided to do. I did this last semester, and my students did really well in the EOC. A majority of my students were able to pass. And I felt like they did. They learned something about biology, which I feel like is the most important thing. Now, if I were you, what would I do today? I would make sure that I got my vocab done, right? That would be my first priority. Get it done. It's not a hard assignment. Get it in on time, because those are easy 100s. Once I've done the vocabulary, if I had some extra time, what I would look at is that video that I posted, right? Because that's only going to take you 5 minutes, right? To watch that video and to post your favorite food. Because again, this is going to be important to me. I want to talk about the things that you guys like. And so we'll be talking about your favorite meals on Thursday. And I'll be telling you from a nutritional standpoint, what's in it, right? So, carbs, protein, is it fat? And I'll explain that on Thursday. After you've watched that little 5-minute video and you've told me what your favorite meal is, I think mine would probably have to be a masala dosa. It's this savory pancake filled with like spiced potatoes. I first came across them when I was backpacking in southern India and absolutely fell in love with them. They're really hard to find in America. Usually if I want one, I have to drive all the way down to Charlotte to get a Masala Dosa, but they're always worth it. If you've never had one, I'll be talking about them on Thursday. They are incredible. I also really like various types of sushi. Now, after you've done that, then I would go and I would maybe watch this video, right? 2.1 Intro to Biochemistry, and I'd maybe start working on your notes, okay? One thing you guys need to realize is that any point while you're working on your assignments, whether it's during our designated class time from 11:45 to 12:45, you can always send me an email. You can always send me a remind message if you have questions about anything. I am here to help. Same thing with on Wednesdays. Now, remember, tomorrow we don't have a live Zoom. Tomorrow is your asynchronous day. So you guys are working on your own. And so tomorrow, what you need to do is make sure your vocab's turned in and make sure to read the slides about carbohydrates, do your notes for carbohydrates, and watch the carbohydrate video, right? That way you won't be behind and you'll be ready to talk about it on Thursday. Does anyone have any questions about anything? How do you send a message on Remind? From a student standpoint, I think you would go to the class Remind. And have you already joined? Oh, you can. Oh, that's wonderful. They're my favorite. Miss Little, you should be able to just send me a private message on Remind. If you can't figure that out, I'll take a look. I don't really know what it looks like from a student's perspective. You can always send me an email, right? And my email is, and I'll go ahead and send it to everybody. I think if you just type in Christopher Collins, you have to be careful though, because there is another Christopher Collins here in Burke County, and it's actually a student. Mine is just like plain C Collins at burke.k12.nc.us, no numbers. So if you have any questions about anything, you can just send it to me. Okay, you found it? Awesome. All right, well, I want you guys to make sure to go ahead and get some work done. Watch that video. Tell me what your favorite food is and get started on your notes. Remember, no Zoom tomorrow. Thursday's Zoom will be a little longer because I'll be reviewing carbohydrates. I'll be going over some things, and we'll be talking about y'all's favorite food, okay? I have recorded this, and this will be posted on the Classroom YouTube link, and that is found in the important links up here. If you click on this, in this document, it has the YouTube list or YouTube link on there. All right, well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys on Thursday. If you have any questions, please send me a message.